How's it going, guys? In today's video, you're going to be seeing me use the new gun available to Season Pass holders on Xbox One and Xbox 360. Unfortunately, I do not have an Xbox One at the moment. I do plan on trying to get it before this summer or in this summer. So starting off the video, we're going to be obviously talking about the Ripper. You can see right here, I'm playing on Octane and playing in Domination as the game type is. I do believe I go about 52 and 26. Might be right, might be wrong. It's somewhere close to that, I know for sure. The gun is a SMG AR hybrid. It is classified as a SMG in the SMG section. It will be coming out with the DLC that is releasing on April 3rd. I don't remember what the DLC name is, but you can probably find that out if you go to your classes and try to add the gun or open the store. It might tell you there. And basically, the green sight is for long-range gunfights. It adds more damage, slows down the fire rate, and it is very good if you do have muzzle brake on it. Here I use the muzzle brake and what is similar to FMG. I can't think of the attachment name right now, unfortunately, which does suck. So moving on to other things aside from the gun is future YouTube plans. What I would like to do here in the future is hopefully start a little YouTube network with a couple other people. I will release more information on the name and that later. It's just gonna be basically GTA, Call of Duty right now. We might add a couple other games in, including Next Gen and maybe Titanfall. We'll see how things go in the future, but my ideal of this is to get this started sometime in the middle of the summer and kick things off from there and making content, promoting each other's channels, see how things go from there. Another thing I want to talk about in this video is the US regional qualifiers for Call of Duty Championships. This will take place this weekend starting at Saturday noon Eastern Standard Time. So basically what is going to happen in Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida is there's 16 teams. Only the top 8 will move on to qualify for the Call of Duty Championship that will be held in Los Angeles, California. Coming at the first match, we have Complexity versus Final Boss. I don't see much of a good game for Final Boss. I'm not saying that Halo players are potentially bad at Call of Duty. I'm just saying that they don't match Complexity's talent. It's just way beyond them, and I don't see it even being a close game, in my personal opinion. Moving on, we have Strictly Business versus FaZe. I see that being actually an upset, as SB has been sliding down, coming back up in the recent games they've been playing, especially scrims. They've been outstanding, and FaZe, I mean, they're doing okay. They picked up Proofy after he left Envy, which does give them a little bit more of a slaying power. I just don't see it going their way. Coming in next, we have Optic Gaming versus Elevate. At UMG Philadelphia, we did see Optic get upset by Elevate 3-2 in the best of 5 series. I don't see that happening this time. I think they're moved on to that situation, and now they have Imbos and Clayster. That's completely going to change their whole timeline of that. Coming up next, we have TVA versus Envy. Envy is a very strong team now, as we did see them basically almost destroy Optic 3-0 in the Winter League match the other day, and it wasn't really surprising. I did think that one of the Optic members could not get on. They had to go do something family wise, but Envy did still basically smack them around. Coming in next, we have Curse Las Vegas against Living the Dream. I'm not exactly sure who was on Living the Dream. I think Sigma is on that team, Wheat is on that team, some CoD 4 pros from back in the days are on that team, but I can't remember all of them right now. I do see Curse Las Vegas easily pushing on that match, as those players can just not match the talent at all, just like the Complexity Final Boss match. Moving on to the next match, we have Curse New York and Justice. You might think that Curse New York is a better team. Curse New York barely qualified for this LAN through the regional qualifiers online. I'm sorry, the online qualifiers that was held through game battles. And I don't see the talent even matching that at all, just like the other two matches I'd said before. So Justice can easily move on to that match to play Curse Las Vegas. Coming into the next match, we do have Denial versus Vex Gaming. Vex Gaming is, I believe, based off of 2 Halo pros and 2 CoD 4 pros. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not completely sure about that, but I do see Denial moving on to that. Coming up next, we do have Adversity and Caliber. As you guys know, Caliber is a very substantial team. They have yet to really technically win a LAN. They've been placing second a lot, losing the Complexity in finals, even in Black Ops 2. And they got their original roster back from that after Goonjar did leave TK, go to Envy, and then come back to TK. That can hopefully help out Theory and Sharp on the team. Starting in the winners bracket second round, the first match we have is Complexity versus Strictly Business. I do not see the talent matching Strictly Business with Complexity whatsoever, just like with the final boss and Complexity match as well. It's just not going to correlate, and Complexity is a very talented team, and I don't see it coming out so well. Next we have Optic versus Envy, and as we did see Envy crush them into Winter League match 3-0 in the best of 5 series, which from my point of view is not something good, even though Optic did have one of their players missing for family necessaries. Coming up next, we have Curse Las Vegas versus Justice. I do see that being an upset match. When Curse Las Vegas when they do start losing, they really do get feisty and start arguing, especially between Killa and Parasite. We all know how that happens, especially when Killa did get a little bit overexcited when they did play Envy at UMG Atlanta. We all know how that can be. Coming in next, we have Denial versus TK. TK is a very talented team. They have their original roster back, as I did say about in the last round from Black Ops 2. They have so many second place matches from LANs, and they want to try to take it home, and I believe they can take this away from Denial. Coming in at winners bracket round 3, we have Complexity versus Envy in the first match. I don't even see the talent matching once again. Complexity is a very talented team, and even though Envy did do good essentially last year, Study has changed things with the roster, how their performance was. It's just not, I'm not saying he's a bad player, I'm just saying the correlation between last year and a different game compared to this year's Call of Duty Championship, it's not even the same team. So I don't really see the talent matching them whatsoever. Even though I do predict a 3-2 win for Complexity, almost an upset. That's how I feel about that game. And moving on to the second match, the final match of winners bracket round 3 is Justice and TK. As we said before already twice, TK is a very talented team. They have multiple LAN places for second place. They're trying the best they can to actually win something here, and they're just going to take over Justice, in my opinion. Coming in the winners finals, we have the arch rivalries Complexity and Team Caliber. As we've seen in the past game, even obviously including Black Ops 2, TK has really yet to beat Complexity on LAN, especially in championship match. That's including this game and the past game, Black Ops 2. Complexity has yet to lose to TK. I don't see it happening still, even with the replacement of Karma from Clayster. It's just not gonna happen, in my opinion. Now starting off in losers bracket round 1, we do have Adversity versus Vex Gaming. As we did say earlier, Vex Gaming is a ununique team, and I do see Adversity overcoming a small group of talent and knocking them off the bracket. Coming in the next match, we do have Living the Dream versus Curse New York. As Curse New York did barely make it into the qualifiers from Game Battle's online qualifier, I do believe it was the second one, and Living the Dream just does not match the talent in my opinion whatsoever. That does put Curse New York as an advantage up there. Coming in at the third match, we have Elevate versus TVA. TVA was basically built off a team that went to local lands in the beginning of Black Ops 2, and then it got overtaken and was substantially good, and then they fell off. So I do see Elevate with the replacement of Miyagi and putting in Enable for their team because Miyagi is too young. I do see that helping them, even though he is a former Halo pro just listening to CoD. Coming into the last match of loose bracket round, we have FaZe versus Final Boss. Now I do see FaZe taking this match easily, just because of the base of the talent, because of the two teams. Like again, I said way earlier in this predictions that complexity and Final Boss match, that the talent is substantially different between both teams. That's how I feel about it right here. Is now I'm not saying that Halo professionals are bad at Call of Duty. The talent just does not match. These people on FaZe have been playing since almost the beginning of Call of Duty competitively, and JCap goes way back from Optic Gaming to Black Ops 1, even prior to that. So that just puts their talent way up there. Starting off at loser bracket round 2, we have Adversity versus Denial. I do not see the talent matching in between those two teams whatsoever, as I've said multiple times in multiple of these prediction matches, as Denial is, in my opinion, a way better team than Adversity as I've been seeing them play, including the players. Coming to the second match, we do have a cursed rivalry between Las Vegas and New York. When we've seen both, including the talent-wise, should I say, even though we've seen the matches online from these two teams scrim each other, I can say that Las Vegas is a substantially better team, just because based off their history of the players, and especially in Black Ops 2, 3 out of 4 players won last year's championship. That was Team Impact, with Parasite, Killa, Miracles, and Karma, who is now on Complexity. Coming in as the third match, we have Elevate versus Optic Gaming. Even though that Optic Gaming did get upset from Elevate and UMG Philly 3-2 in the best of 5 series, as I said earlier in the predictions as well, I don't see that happening again. This is not even a continuation series for this match, so that's just going to put them at a higher advantage, and especially now that they have Embos and Clayster, it's a huge advantage for them. Now coming in at the last match for losers bracket round 2, we have Tricky Business against FaZe. Now the talent on both of these teams are pretty close. I do see SB closing out the series 3-2. It's gonna be a very good game, should I say. Very close in my predictions. That's all that I see coming out of SB. Hopefully they can pick up the sling a little bit more than I've seen them scrimming, so they can take this match against FaZe. Coming in at loser bracket round 3, the first match we have Denial versus Curse Las Vegas. And the talent is substantially unique between both teams, especially in the players. What can I say? It's going to be a very close game from my point of view, how I see it coming out. But Curse Las Vegas is a more talented team in my opinion, and I see them overcoming the match. Very close match though, as I have said earlier in a couple of my predictions. I see Curse Las Vegas taking this match over, especially in the sling category, because 3 of their players, as I've already said before, have won last year's Call of Duty Championship. Even though they do get mad easily, as we can all tell, I see it as a substantially better team. Coming at the last match of loser bracket round 3, we have Optic versus Strictly Business. Now you're probably thinking, why would you pick Optic to win this match? Well, we've seen in the past when they've played each other that, especially when, I'm not gonna say any names there, but players were mad when someone did join Optic and then go back to SB and then scrim them online and, can I say, quote unquote, warriored them in matches. I do see it as a upset, and it is definitely gonna be maybe a surprise for people if this does happen. This is my predictions. If it does happen, it might be a surprise to some people, but now they get Cleister. It's basically gonna help them out in the slaying category and overcome the match against SB. Coming up in losers bracket round 5, the only match is Curse Las Vegas against Envy, which was from the Complexity vs Envy match in winners bracket round 3, where Envy does fall off into losers bracket. We can see that Curse Las Vegas has made a long way in a losers bracket, all the way from losers bracket round 2 against Curse New York in my predictions. So basically what I'm gonna say here is that Curse Las Vegas is a very substantial team. As I've already said multiple times, even if they do get down angry, I think they can pull through it here if they want to actually win the match. Now, all these are from my predictions, my opinions. I do see them completely outslaying Envy, even though that they have picked up Study for the replace of Goonjar, and Rambo is no longer coaching, he's playing now. I see Curse Las Vegas taking over the match, in my opinion. Coming in the losers finals is Curse Las Vegas and TK. Now, TK fell off in the winners finals against Complexity. They have yet to beat Complexity on LAN, as we've seen in this game and the past game for Black Ops 2 events. They have repeating places at multiple LAN events, but I do not see Curse Las Vegas getting that at this point. I think it's time for them to overcome them easily getting mad at what happens if they're falling down in the match. This happens to a lot of teams, a lot of players, but I think they need to take what's professional, leave it behind them from the past, and put it away and win this match. Coming in the final championship match between Curse Las Vegas and Complexity, for my predictions, I do actually predict an upset. This is not a repeating series, or should I say continuation series from earlier. The teams have yet to met, in my opinion, from the bracket at this point, and if Curse Las Vegas can easily take the first couple of maps away from them, they won't have any problem getting mad easily whatsoever. So I do see an upset there, and Curse Las Vegas taking over Complexity's win streak on LAN. After looking at my prediction of the bracket, the top 8 would be Curse Las Vegas, Complexity, Team Caliber, Envious, Justice, Optic Gaming, Denial, and Strictly Business, qualifying for the actual Quad Call of Duty Championship in Los Angeles, California. Make sure you all subscribe and hit the like button. I did talk about earlier in this video my YouTube future plans with a small network group coming up that can promote other channels, including mine. It's going to be a little network hub for a couple of us YouTube users to promote each channel. Quote unquote, drama alert, now at 0 subscribers.